Nassau County Board of County Commissioners meeting for 5 p.m. March 9th, 2026. Please stand for the call to order, the invocation, and the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Irvin?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Our Heavenly Father, we honor you, we praise you, give you all the glory. As always, we're so thankful that you have allowed us to be here at this County Commissioners meeting. And as we go through the agenda, as always, we just ask that you just bless them, that they make the best decisions for the citizens of Nassau County. Continue to keep them healthy, their families, bless them, and the support system through the county manager's office, the county attorney's office. Also, dear God, we ask a blessing for our first responders, continue to keep them safe. And we ask a blessing for the safety throughout the world, dear God. There's turmoil going on, but we just ask that you just bless and just make us just one nation, one to God. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Commissioner Huttman.
Here.
Commissioner Gray.
Here.
Commissioner Martin.
Here.
Commissioner Farmer.
Here.
And Chair McCullough.
Here. Proclamations and expansions or deletions to the agenda. Mr. Pope?
I have none, thank you.
Ms. May?
I have none, thank you.
Proclamations and resolutions. Tab A, consider a proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners proclaiming March 9th through the 15th, 2026 as Flood Awareness Week in Nassau County.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve tab A.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Huttman, seconded by Commissioner Farmer. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Mr. Farmer, will you do our flood awareness proclamation?
Sure will.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
For the record, that was seconded by Commissioner Martin.
Is that you guys have it over there? Okay, there you go. Thank you so much. All right. As we know, we haven't had a whole lot of flooding here lately. I'm sure glad for the rain this last week, or weekend. This is a proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners of Nassau County, Florida for Flood Awareness Week. Whereas Nassau County experiences severe weather in the form of extreme rainfall or tropical system events, resulting in flooding in both its coastal and riverine areas, and this flooding has caused damage and flood losses to homes and buildings in all areas where they are high-risk special flood hazard areas or moderate to low-risk flood zones. And whereas Nassau County is a voluntary participant in the National Flood Insurance Program and Community Rating System program that provides residents with the opportunity to protect themselves against flood loss through the purchase of flood insurance at reduced insurance premium rates, as well as setting higher regulatory standards to reduce the flood risk and potential flood damage. And whereas the reduction of loss of life and property damage can be achieved when appropriate, flood preparedness, control, and mitigation measures are taken before flood. And whereas public education and awareness of potential weather hazards and methods of protection are critical to health, safety, and the welfare of residents, the Florida Floodplain Managers Association have declared the week of March 9th through the 15th, 2026 as Flood Awareness Week to promote awareness and increase knowledge of flood risk, the availability of flood insurance, flood protection methods, and how to prepare for emergencies. Now therefore be it proclaimed on this 9th day of March 2026 by the Board of County Commissioners of Nassau County, Florida, that the board hereby encourages every resident of the community to increase their understanding of how to protect themselves and their property from flooding. And the week of 9th through the 15th of 2026 is hereby proclaimed Flood Awareness Week in Nassau County, Florida, signed by the Chair, Allison McCullough, and the County Attorney, Denise May. All right.
Good evening. I'm Sarah Clifton, Nassau County CRS Coordinator. Flood Awareness Week gives us a chance to promote risk awareness and increase knowledge on preparedness and potential mitigation measures for flooding which can occur in our area. It helps support resiliency for one of the most common and costly natural disasters in the U.S. Today through the 15th, we will be sharing social media messaging to help inform our community about important flood-related topics. I would like to thank the Commission for its continued support of both Flood Awareness Week and overall CRS program participation. Our current CRS Class 7 rating results in a 15% discount to residents, businesses, and property owners on eligible NFIP policies in our community. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Consent agenda items. If any board member wishes to move a consent item to new business, please do so now. Does any member of the public want to speak on a consent item? And I have no cards. Mr. Martin?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner Hutman. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries 5-0. That will take us to new business. Any member of the public may address any item under new business at this time. The time limit is 3 minutes each. Is there anyone who wishes to address any item under new business? I have no speaker cards, so I'm going to go to tab K. Cancel the Board of County Commissioners meeting on May 25th, 2026 due to the holiday.
Madam Chair, I move to approve tab K.
Second?
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner Hutman. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries 5-0. Legislative public hearings. Tab L through M are legislative hearings. The county attorney is to read the procedures.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As stated, L and M are legislative items, and these procedures are in place to give all who wish to speak for or against an item the opportunity to do so. Those wishing to speak in favor of or against the item being considered will have 3 minutes to address the board. All statements should be addressed to the board and address only the item under consideration. Speakers should not engage in personal attacks on other speakers, staff, or board members. Speakers must begin by stating their name and address for the record. Please do not be repetitive or restate the same information as previous speakers. Sharing or transferring of time is not allowed. The clerk will control that time. Again, it is 3 minutes. Anyone that has documents as a part of their presentation will present them to the deputy clerk. They do become a part of the permanent record. The meeting is being recorded, so please no applause, outbursts, or talking, as it does distort that recording. The board will then close the public hearing and discuss the item under consideration. You may ask questions of speakers or staff. The board will then deliberate and vote on the item before them. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Tab L, CPA 25-029. Consider and transmit ordinance 2026-021, an amendment to the future land use map of approximately 55.27 acres located at the northeast corner of I-95 and State Road 200 from commercial to transect 4-5, T-4.5. Nassau Health Services LLC owner, Tony Robbins, Prime AE Group Incorporated, and Emily Pierce, Rogers Towers, PA, agents, District 3. We will now have staff presentation.
Good evening, Commissioners. Elizabeth Back with the Planning Department. We have 3 items. 2 of them will be heard tonight. These are for transmittal for state review, as this item parcel is over 55 acres. So this first one is a future land use map amendment, and the size is approximately 55.27 acres. They are seeking to move from commercial or COM to transect 4.5 within the Timber to Tides design overlay. As you stated, the Nassau Health Services is the owner and applicant. Nassau County is sponsoring this item. However, they do have agents Tony Robbins and Emily Pierce, and this is in Commission District 3. So we'll be looking here at this northeast corner at the intersection of I-95 and State Road 200. This parcel bounded in red, which currently there's a freestanding emergency room on the parcel. This is a enlargement of the Flume 11 map for the Timber to Tides design overlay, and shows they're really just on the limits here of this Timber to Tides overlay in this area here. And they are seeking to move to the transect shown on the regulating map. So it would be consistent with the timber to tides flume. On this left-hand side, you'll see the current future land use of commercial, seeking to move to that urban corridor zone. On the right-hand side, at a later date, the rezoning request will come back to you after the state has reviewed the two comp plan amendment requests. The current zoning is commercial intensive along the northern area of the site, and the southern area is commercial highway tourist, or CHT. So I won't read through all of this, but it did mention that this is consistent with the land use assignment of the regulating map. And there are wetlands on the site. They will have to adhere to the wetland regulations and also drainage and stormwater requirements. As you're aware, this is in a rapidly growing area near the intersection there, near the courthouse, sheriff's office, EOC, animal control. There are private services, emergency and non-emergency medical care, and fire station service. Also, as you're well aware, due to our, in our 2025 growth trends report, and we're rapidly growing population, we need both residences to support this and also commercial and definitely public safety type uses. So we do find the requested amendment to be consistent with the comprehensive plan. The adopted criteria for approval have been met. This will be addressed more at the rezoning stage, but I did want to let you know a hospital is an allowed use within the T 4.5 that they're requesting. And based on these findings, staff is recommending approval. The applicant doesn't have to state at this time what use they're proposing, but did want to let you know that hospital is an approved use. And I believe Ms. Pierce is here tonight if she would like to speak, or I'm happy to answer any questions.
Emily Pierce, 1301 River Place Boulevard. I represent the applicant, and I think staff covered this very well, and I'm available to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you. I will now call to the podium those who have completed a public comment card to speak. Seeing as that I have none, do we have board questions for staff or members of the audience? I'm going to close the floor for public discussion, board deliberation, or an motion.
Madam Chair, based upon the record, evidence, and testimony received, I found that the plan amendment is consistent with policy FL0102J and policy FL0104A through G of the Nassau County Comprehensive Plan, and therefore my motion is to approve CPA 25-029 for transmittal to state agencies.
Second?
Motion made by Commissioner Gray, seconded by Commissioner Hutman. Madam Clerk, will you call the vote?
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutman,
Yes.
Commissioner Gray,
Yes.
Commissioner Farmer,
Yes.
and Chair McCullough.
Yes.
And that's 5 ayes, 0 nays. I apologize.
Thank you. Tab M, CPA 25-031. Consider and transmit ordinance 2026-022, an amendment to the comprehensive plan to amend policy FL.11.08.A, Nassau Health Services LLC owner, Tony Robbins, Prime AE Group Incorporated, and Emily Pierce with Rogers Towers, PA, agents for District 3. I'm going to open the floor for public discussion for tab M, staff presentation and discussion.
Good evening, Elizabeth back with the Planning Department again. So for you, this item is really just to remove a policy from the future land use element. It's policy FLUE 1.09.08 for the same parcel we just discussed. Tony Robbins and Emily Pierce being the applicant's representatives. And so this harkens back to an earlier time when transportation concurrency was handled a bit differently than it is now. So this was a policy back from 2007, adopted in 2008 as part of the 2010 comprehensive plan. And then with the 2030 comprehensive plan, it was relocated as policy FL.11.08A. It was a voluntary proffer from the applicant at the time to limit the development to ensure that transportation infrastructure was provided in a way that would mitigate the impacts of development on the site. And we do things a bit differently now, and so with the applicant, if all goes well, and the state has no adverse comments on the transmittal, we'll come back before you with a comprehensive plan flume amendment, this comprehensive plan removal of this policy, and then also the rezoning request, and transportation will be handled at the time of site plan review. If FDOT has any issues, if our own development services team has any questions or concerns, they'll be addressed at that time. So we do not see a need to have this kind of relic of a previous era remain. And so at this point, you are just deciding to transmit this item to the state for review. But happy to answer any questions, and I'm sure Ms. Pierce is as well.
I will now call to the podium those who have completed a public comment card to speak on tab M. Seeing as I have none, board questions or staff or members of the audience. I'm going to close the floor to public discussion for tab M, board deliberation, or I'll entertain a motion to approve or deny tab M.
Madam Chair, based upon the record, evidence, and testimony received, I find that there is competent and substantial evidence pursuant to Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Policy FL 0102C, FL 0102J, and Objective FL 01. Therefore, I move to transmit CPA 25-031 to state agencies. Thank you.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Gray, seconded by Commissioner Martin. Will you call the vote, please, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Farmer,
Yes.
Commissioner Gray,
Yes.
Commissioner Hupman,
Yes.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
and Chairman Cola.
Yes.
And that's 5 ayes, 0 nays.
Thank you. Informational items. Tab N, information only, the Board of County Commissioners newsletter for January 2026. It's also online. I actually just sent, I told Ms. May I sent some clippets of it. We had some great procurement information for citizens wanting to get engaged and continue to do business with us. I love that everything is live. It's the summary each month. It has great information. I do encourage everyone to read it because there's such good information every month.
Got some good-looking folks on the front page here.
Okay.
That's 3 commissioners on it, don't we?
Oh, wait, stop it, I can't. General public comment. Comments can be made for items under the Board of County Commissioners. Time limit is 3 minutes. Mr. Pope, I do believe you have some county manager's business to bring forth.
I do have county manager's business. There's no public comment.
I have no cards.
So with the governor coming last week, got a lot of questions about the project and the improvements that we made. So I asked your economic resources manager to come and just give you a brief reminder of what the project was and the infrastructure that'll be done. And so Kathy'd like to come.
Hello, Kathy Freeman, Economic Resources Manager of the Office of Strategic Advancement. So, Commissioners, hi. We had some fun last week, didn't we? Just as a reminder, this happened last week. We got this nice big check. And so we thought that deserved just a little bit of airtime today to talk a little bit about what that meant and what that involved. Let me see if I can find my slide here. Oh, not as easy as I thought. Give me 1 second.
Help is on the way.
Help is on the way. Thank you. It was supposed to be right there. We even practiced today, just to let you know.
And what did I tell you? Something always goes wrong. Nope, it's right here. Nope, somebody's fighting me.
All right, good. It's not just me.
Nope.
Anyway, while she's finding that, I know we've talked a lot in here, and we also talk a lot as we're in our daily workings about possibility, about potential. And so what we're here to talk about today is about results. This is a big deal. It's a big deal for Nassau County. So we thought we'd slow down. Thank you, Brandy, appreciate it. We thought we'd slow down for just a minute and talk a little bit about what that means. So we did get that nice check last week symbolizing that 6.25 million jobs growth grant. And we also received a designation as a rural area of opportunity. These aren't just numbers in a spreadsheet. This is not just a new acronym for our file. It is really the fuel that unlocks the economic engine for Nassau County. We need these, it will help us attract the industries that our residents deserved. By pairing this status, we become one of the most competitive destinations in the state of Florida. So the big picture for Nassau County just got a lot brighter. So let's break that down and talk a little bit about what each of these means. So this first one is this Jobs Growth Grant. And so this was a public-private partnership that involved $6.25 million of jobs growth grant that we saw last week, along with a $2.2 million private developer contribution. What we are looking at here is $8.45 million total investment in our local infrastructure, and this is at zero additional cost to taxpayers. This isn't just about paving roads, it's about strategic engineering. We are focusing these funds on the US 301 and the I-10 interchange, specifically to unlock the massive potential of our intermodal assets. By establishing this industrial and commercial backbone now, we are creating a shovel-ready environment for high-value industries. But most importantly, we're looking at the human impact. This is building a site. We're not just building a site, we're building a workforce. We're projecting 1,250 jobs in the immediate, 0 to 10 years, and then up to 4,700 jobs at build-out. This project ensures that Nassau County remains a leader in regional logistics while providing high-quality, long-term employment opportunities. Let me go this way. So the next one, this rural area of opportunity. This one was the one that I had to study a little bit on. I think it's super interesting what this does for our county. It really sets us apart. It puts us on an equal playing field. It's that David versus Goliath kind of an edge. Nassau's growing, but we often compete with Duval County, with St. Johns County, and this is an equalizer. It actually signals to the state and site selectors that are coming to look at us that Nassau is a priority for strategic investment. And so what does that mean to a business that's coming in? There's a financial hook that's associated to that. So imagine a company bringing 100 jobs. Through this rural job tax credit program, they could make up to $150,000 a year in tax credits. So it can be used for an income tax credit or a sales and use tax credit. So it puts the money back in the business, and they're actually going to be hiring people in our local community. So this is a big deal and a big differentiator when it comes to attracting big business. And so what does that mean to the residents? All of this is great. We got this designation. We've got this grant money. What does it mean for us? So we've all seen this rooftop boom, right? But a healthy county can't rely on residential tax alone. We need that commercial balance. So this project strengthens our commercial tax base, ensuring that businesses, not just homeowners, carry the weight of funding our schools, our parks, and our first responders. The other thing that it does is it gives our residents back the gift of time, and time is so important today. Traffic isn't just a road problem, it's a commuter problem. So many of our residents are traveling to St. Johns County, to Duval County, to earn a paycheck. So this will put jobs right here in our own community, and people can work closer to where they live and have dinner with their families in the evening. It'll be a much, much better alternative. And then workforce retention. We know that people are raising families here, their kids are going to school here. We want them to have jobs to go to when they graduate, so they're not having to leave our area. They can actually stay and grow up here. So it's really a very holistic opportunity for Nassau County. And it's in the news. This is kind of that validation, if you will. You don't have to just take our word for it or what we're telling taxpayers, but it's actually coming out in the local headlines. The state is watching what's going on in Nassau County, and it is a vibe of success. Nassau is no longer just a satellite community of Jacksonville. We're actually an economic player now, and I think people are starting to see that. And And then lastly, I love this picture. I don't know who took it or gathered everybody last week, but I think what it symbolizes to me is it takes a village. And we always talk about that when we're raising a family, but also when it comes to a county, right? When the state was looking at this grant, it wasn't just the what about Nassau County, it was the who. So they saw a unified front from our county, state and federal alignment. So we had support from Congressman Aaron Bean, Senator Clay Yarborough, Representative Dean Black. We had regional allies, Senator Jennifer Bradley, Representative Chuck Brannon. Even though those districts neighbor us, they also see the benefits of having this corridor and this support. We had professional backing from organizations like Jack's USA Partnership, the North Florida Economic Development Partnership, and our own Nassau County Chamber of Commerce and the Economic Development Board. They basically helped us provide the business case and validation that proved this project is a smart investment. We had operational synergy from the Florida Gulf and Atlantic Railroad and the Florida SBDC. Again, we're not just building a road, we're building a functioning ecosystem for commerce and small business growth. Local unity, the towns of Callahan and Hilliard. It was vital for the state to see that our West Side municipalities are standing shoulder to shoulder with the county. And lastly, you, the Board of County Commissioners. Your initial vision, your formal support are the foundation for this entire village. So we didn't just ask for a grant, we proved we were ready for it. And I just want to close by this. We now have an $8.4 million infrastructure investment, the RAO designation, an incredible village of partners behind this effort. It's not just about the 700 acres in West Nassau. It's a fundamental shift in the economic future for our county. Today kind of begins that change. So now what we get to do is go build it. So, any questions?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Gray.
no questions but comments. Thank you for highlighting this achievement for Nassau County. And we couldn't do everything without our wonderful staff, yourself, Kathy, County Manager and County Attorney's Office. Just the staff, we're just blessed here in Nassau County as we transition to more urban environment, just like we did earlier with transect zones. I mean, 10 years ago, I didn't know what a transect zone was, okay? But we're moving in the right direction, and I'm glad that the state's recognizing Nassau County now, and I appreciate their cooperation in supporting us as we move forward. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, I remember when Ms. Coyle brought the presentation forth before the board, and I mean, to see, we've been working on this project, I mean, for months, for years, but me being in that West Nassau district, I mean, forever, my whole life, you know, having that opportunity, how lucky that the next generation and the workers and families here in Nassau County get the opportunity to live, work, and play in Nassau County. So what a privilege to be part of that. Mr. Furman.
Do you have a short-term timeline as to when we might put a shovel in the ground out there?
Oh, goodness. This was for the design and development, right?
We do not have a firm time. We are working with the property owner. He's been very eager to go. He's been a great partner in getting us to this point. So I'd be hesitant to speak on his behalf. The next step is we do have to negotiate an agreement with the state of Florida. It'll come back before you. But this gives us the green light and gives the private side the momentum to move forward. So we should know more in the coming months.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Thank you. I will say, as the new economic resources manager, I sit in a lot of meetings at Jack's USA and with the Nassau County Economic Development Board, along with Commissioner Gray. It is competitive, and so I think these are the types of things that set us apart. So it's an exciting time to start this job, to also to be a part of what I think is coming in the next few years.
Thank you. Ms.
Thank you.
Becker. We appreciate you. Madam Attorney, do you have any business to bring forth before the board?
I have just tab O for this evening. Back in January, the board, by consensus, directed me to go ahead and make some minor changes to Chapter 4, Section 4-9, which is your ordinance concerning alcohol consumption in public spaces. This is to create a small exception for those events that are approved by the judiciary or the county itself. And I have those ordinance changes ready to come before you. I'm asking you to set a hearing for March 23rd for that ordinance change. I just need a
You need a
motion to set the
motion?
public
Yep.
hearing.
Wait, okay.
Madam Chair?
Yes, sir,
I
Mr.
would
Hutman?
make a motion that we set a hearing for March 23rd to adopt the ordinance amending Chapter 4, Section 49 of the Code of Ordinances regarding alcohol consumption in public spaces.
What time?
It will be at your regular board meeting that evening.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Hutman, second by Commissioner Martin to set a public hearing for March 23rd during our regular meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Meeting is set.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ms. May. County Commissioners' business, Mr. Hutman.
Thank you, ma'am. Kathy kind of stole my thunder. I didn't know she was coming. But,
Sorry.
no, that's okay. I'm glad she was here, and I'm glad the public got to get a little background on that. That was a big day for Nassau County on Thursday, and I'm proud of everybody that made that happen, private and public. We've always talked about how we need that shift from just residential to having some commercial excitement in Nassau County, and this unlocks that door for us moving forward. And so that's all I'm going to talk about, because I'm so pleased with the staff and the folks reaching out to state recognizing Nassau County for having the potential we do. And it's going to be exciting moving forward. So grateful. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Hutman. Mr. Gray?
Oh, thank you, Madam Chair.
Oh, sorry, were you ready?
I'm ready
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Tuesday, March 3rd, I attended the FSCG Jacksonville College update along with Commissioner Martin and Chair Madam McCullough was there. And it was basically an update. The college was letting us know here in Nassau County. It was hosted by the FSCJ Foundation. It was very informative, and it has to talk about future expansion here in Nassau County. So FSCJ is looking to expand their presence here in Nassau County. The growth is phenomenal, we know, and they realize that in the education sector as well. So I wanted to share that. And of course, the governor came on the 5th. And this past Saturday, the 7th, I had the pleasure of going out to Yulee opening day, Yulee Little League opening day ballpark with the sheriff. And we had a great time out there opening the season with the children, and the government field day that was put on by staff later at Tributary Park was also a wonderful event. I want to say thank you to all the employees who came out and participated, and if you didn't get to come out and participate, please come out next year. It's a lot of fun. It gets us, familiar with your families, and, we're always working all the time. It was good just to share and say hello to see their children and everything.
It was
and have
so
a lot
much
of
fun, yes, sir.
So that's all I have. Thank you, Chair McCullough.
Thank you. Mr. Martin?
Yes, as Commissioner Gray said, I attended the FSCJ luncheon where they talked about expanding not only at the FSCJ campus here, but looking at other areas in Nassau County to have an additional campus. And so what I did is I extended an invitation to FSCJ's president, John Avendano, to meet with county staff so that we can talk about where we can possibly help the college out, or at least brainstorm some ideas with them. So their government affairs person exchanged business cards at the end of that meeting, and she will reach out to me, and I will link in county manager and county attorney to hopefully set up a meeting in the near future with them. Again, as Commissioner Gray said, it is baseball and softball season here in Nassau County. I attended the Elm Street Little League opening day where my 10-year-old granddaughter, Little Slugger, plays, and it was really good. It's pretty much an all-day event with many games scheduled also. I think, I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. Madam Chair, are you going to talk about the Hilliard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I won't do that. It's great. These kids have a great time out there. They're learning how to play as on a team, good sportsmanship, and things like that, so it's always good. And she's not here today, but I would like to congratulate the former Miss Amy Bell, who's now Mrs. Amy Bell Devereaux. And so congratulations on your recent nuptials, and I'm assuming you're on a honeymoon right now, so have a good time, and we'll see you when you get back. And that's all I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Mr. Farmer?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just wanted to say, I heard that the government field day this past Saturday was a great success. I appreciate everyone that played a role in that. I'm sorry I didn't make it by. I had a bunch of other things going on. I was over at Callahan Ballpark for opening day, and man, I tell you, I heard him say, and I believe he said there's 38 teams this year, and so there's almost 400 kids playing ball, just right there at Callahan Ballpark. So they said that they've exceeded the numbers that they, every year. This is the largest season that they've had in the books. So it just goes to show you that there are a lot of kids playing ball these days. I saw where there was some chatter on the social media channels about why it costs so much money to invest in your kid and pay the whatever it is, $150 I think it was to play, and there was, man, I tell you, that was a really interesting one to read into that. I already kind of knew the answers to it because I got a niece that's been doing this stuff for years, and she's 11 and she has to play every sport that there is, if it's out there and it's available, sometimes it's, two sports going at the same time. But it costs a lot of money to play these sports. And so, if you can, engage, get involved, try to volunteer. There's places all over the board where you can really help out. But it was very well organized, and everybody looked like they had a great time. It was very safe, and the ball fields looked to be in better shape than they've ever been. And so I just wanted to say that's a testament to everybody working together to bring them up to a acceptable standard, we'll say. Also, let's see here. Thank God for the recent rainfall, man. I tell you, I know you guys over there, we've been all dealing with
I never
this.
thought I'd hear the District 5 Commissioner. Thank God for
We
rain.
need rain.
I
I
know,
did not
right? I
get
mean,
any.
we live in a bowl over there, but our bowl has been very dry for quite a while. And not only do the pastures thank it, but thank the good Lord, but my sinuses thank Him too, because I have really struggled this year with allergies. If you guys see me up here wiping my eyes, it's because my eyes have really given me a fit this year with allergies. But nonetheless, hey, pray for more rain, because I tell you, that inch and a quarter we got, it soaked it up pretty quick, and I don't like fires, and our cows need something to eat. We've had to buy a whole bunch of extra hay this year to keep them fed. But nonetheless, let's see, April 11th, 8 to 12, household hazardous waste is over at the road department at Gene Lassier. Make sure, you round up all your hazardous waste, your paints and stuff like that, and come on down and see us for that collection day. That'll be from 8 to 12 p.m. Let's see, Saturday, April 18th. This is a big one every year over by us, Connor Road, Caitlin's Ride for Autism, 10 a.m. lineup. You can go to Caitlin's Ride for Autism. You can just Google it. There isn't but one like it, and it's a really big deal. Come on out and see us if you haven't never been over there. Man, I tell you, it's a really big. It's a big event. I mean, lots of golf carts, great day of fun, live different things, giveaways, silent auctions, food trucks, the whole deal. And then also Saturday, May 16th, it's a little ways out, but opening of the beaches over at Main Beach Park from 10 to 6 p.m. That's always a really big event and a great event for the community. So mark your calendar, come out, visit with us, and that's all I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Farmer. Mr. Hutman,
Thank you, ma'am.
we'll give you some nickels.
Well, as usual, Commissioner Farmer always backs us up. We back each other up, and he got my brain on. Mr. Doug Conkey, who is the Governmental Affairs for St. John's Water Management, came and spoke to my Rotary Club on Friday morning, the Breakfast Club, and now formally, they have declared a water shortage. Water shortage order declaring modified Phase 2 severe weather shortage for all the counties in Northeast Florida, including Nassau County. So what that means, frankly, I would say go to the St. John's River Management website, but you're only going to be able to water, once a week instead of twice a week, whatever. You get to push back on your HO a little bit, I guess. But also, he was talking about the extreme drought conditions are actually affecting water supplies. So I encourage folks to take a read on your water conservation measures and go out and check the St. John's Water Management site and see what they recommend for conservation during this emergency. As Mr. Farmer brought up, it's a little more severe than we anticipated this year. So that's all I had, ma'am. Thanks for the extra time.
Thank you, Mr. Hutman. Yeah, I'm kind of jealous. We got rain on the river. Finally thought we'd take the boat out for a few hours, and the rain, of course, came down. I get to the house, not a drop. Like, that's how it goes. I guess some people in Nassau got it and some people did not, but I'm praying hard for it. I will open it and welcome it with arms. Speaking of that, Stein Tompkins Hilliard Little League, we're gonna open up the ballpark on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. I will not be in attendance. The sheriff's office has his awards, his Employee of the Year awards Friday, and I will not be in attendance because I actually, once a year, go with my two daughters on a trip, and we are leaving Thursday and coming home Monday, and so I'm gonna mom for 4 days-ish. You know, that phone never stops or anything, but I promised the girls a little weekend getaway. We looked at the FSCJ calendar, and it lined up perfectly for this weekend, and so I'm going to be missing a few things, but that is one thing I'll never take the opportunity to miss, is a little bit of time alone with my girls. So we got a lot of ballpark openings, we've got a lot of projects. I do know with the governor coming to Nassau County, you know, a lot of residents have reached out to me with their questions, comments, and concerns. You know, what does this look like for Briceville? You know, how does this change? And the conversation that I've had with all of my constituents that I've continued to have is that this is what I campaigned on. This live, work, play Nassau County. We want high-wage jobs in Nassau County for perpetuity, not just the awesome opportunity for business owners to grow in Nassau County, but you hit the nail on the head, Ms. Kathy, in your presentation, was you said rooftop taxes. The more houses that are built without those capital projects and investments, the pendulum, you want it to even out on that swing. And so I'm welcoming businesses with open arms. It's great to see a lot of members of the community who are excited about opportunities to work here in Nassau County. My number, 904-319-0689. You don't have to put it on Rants and Raves. You can call me and ask me directly. I'm here. I'll answer your phone. My email, amccullough@nassaucountyflorida.com. Just ask me, and I'm happy to have that conversation with you. So on that, gentlemen, we will close the meeting.